We've got about 15 minutes till we start the tournament.
It's a day of serious fishing to raise awareness on the Cape Fear River in Wilmington. At the Cape Fear River Watch Striper Fest, Catch, Tag, and Release Tournament.
So we're going to be striper fishing in the Cape Fear just to give these guys the experience of getting out on the water, letting them experience, let them see the fish so they can see the actual work that Cape Fear River Watch has been putting into it.
This is really all about raising awareness about how important the migratory fish in the Cape Fear River are, and raising funds to support our work to really improve the fishery, improve the conditions in the river for those fish.
A dozen of the top guides and anglers in the region take to the waters and partner with North Carolina Division of Marine Fisheries for a rare opportunity to fish for the threatened striped bass.
Each captain is actually trained by staff of the Division of Marine Fisheries, fisheries biologists, on how to catch and release the striped bass correctly so there's no injury to the fish.
The goal is to release these threatened fish, but not until after each fish caught is tagged with sonic monitors to help scientists study their migratory patterns when spawning.
And every time they catch a fish, the Division of Marine Fisheries is there to get the fish and actually surgically insert a tag so that they can track where these fish are migrating, whether it's within the Cape Fear River Basin or outside the state.
If we could figure out where they're going, then we know where to target efforts to improve water quality. We know that these fish passages can be working. We've seen that already. We've already seen fish swimming over Lock and Dam number 1 because of the tagging program.
The Striper Fest tournament is all about raising awareness and money to help boost the number of these native fish by restoring spawning grounds on the Cape Fear River that have been blocked by man-made dams for almost 100 years.
The locks and dams form a wall, that prevents them from moving upstream to the area that they need to spawn, which is above Buckhorn Dam. So in essence, between us, we're standing at Lock and Dam 2 right now, we have 3 structures, man-made structures that prevent fish from moving upstream to their natal spawning area. So the habitat is there upstream, they just can't get to it.
Our group looks at aquatic health of rivers, streams, coastal areas, and because of the types of fish that spend part of their life in freshwater and part of their life in saltwater and the connection of this river to the ocean, it's particularly significant.
Fish like striped bass, shad, river herring, and the endangered short-nosed and Atlantic sturgeon must travel upriver from the Atlantic to find the right freshwater habitat to spawn. But the locks and dams greatly diminish this chance.
Dial Cordy, working with others from the state agencies, went out and they actually did some side scan sonar work, some special type of work to determine what the bottom of the river looks like and what type of habitat would be most conducive in particular areas of the river for the laying of the rock that we're putting the granite.
The solution is a massive effort to retrofit all 3 lock and dams with rock arch rapids that allow the fish a passage upriver to spawn by creating pools and waterfalls so the fish can swim over the dam.
The material behind me will be about 1,000 tons of rock material donated by Martin Marietta between the size of 2.5 to 12-inch size material. This material will be placed in the Cape Fear River just below Lock and Dam 2 to help enhance spawning habitat for striped bass, American shad, and the 2 sturgeon species that we have in the river. With the help of the Corps as well as all of the other partners, a rock arch ramp was built at Lock and Dam 1 to allow fish to move up the river to their native spawning habitat, which is around Lillington, Smiley Falls.
So far, only the rock ramp at Lock and Dam 1 is complete, and signs show the fish are moving over the dam. Now it's on to do the same at Lock and Dam 2 and 3.
At this point, Lock and Dam 2 and Lock and Dam 3 are still currently operating as a dam and lock chamber by the Corps of Engineers. So at this point, the fish can now get over the fish passage at Lock and Dam 1, but they're still hitting the dam at Lock and Dam 2. Spawning habitat is critically low at this point in the river, and we'd like to provide an area that would help enhance the population, give them an opportunity that when they do spawn, that there is substrate for those eggs to adhere to.
But it will take state and federal funding, as well as grants supplied by NOAA and the Southeast Aquatic Resources Partnership, or SARP.
we're really excited to see the continued progress on this particular project and to look forward to seeing more of the American shad and other fish species in the months to come and hopefully for years.
Events like the Striperfest auction and dinner help keep people who live in the region aware of the fishery restoration and engaged to help a project that studies show, if successful, will boost both local and state economy.
So that's what we're working towards, is that value not only to the environment but also to the people of North Carolina. We're doing this not just for us but for our children. You know, if we don't do this now and don't take the steps now to improve our environment, who else is going to do it? If these fish disappear, our whole watershed will collapse. The fisheries and the river will not be able to sustain other fish. It's a whole cycle.